Hey there, River Church. Thanks for joining me today. I'm here with Jonas Woods, who is leading us in worship this weekend, and I thought it would be kind of cool to give him a chance to introduce himself to us a little bit. Some of you know him, some of you don't, but I thought how cool would it be to take this opportunity to hang out with him a little bit before he leads us in worship this weekend. So, Jonas, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
And let's start with the super important stuff. If I'm remembering correctly, you are a New England native. Is that right? Or else this
That's
is
right.
going to be a short interview.
That's right. Yes, sir. Rhode Island, born and raised.
That's what I thought. So
Yeah.
what happened to your accent? Because you really don't have much of one at all.
I know. That's true. So I went off to college in Missouri. And after college, I stayed. I just stayed. I mean, I lived in Missouri almost 14 years.
Okay.
And so sometimes when you move to a place, the uniqueness of your accent you keep,
Yeah.
But it almost became more of an annoyance. Everybody thought I sounded like the Kennedys. So
I
I
know
shook it.
I went to college in Chicago, and I started cracking up at dinner one night because one of my friends asked where the pop machine was, and I thought it was a joke, man. I thought it was a straight ahead goofy joke. Where's the
Yeah.
pop machine? And then everybody was looking at me like I was a lunatic because I had no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah,
And I
right.
was like, "Oh wait, soda?" and then it was over.
Yeah, of course.
And then it was done.
What's wrong with you? Oh, yeah, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of it had to do, in my head, I thought I sounded, this is an insult to New England, so I thought I sounded silly from the stage sometimes. And so instead of being like, hey, thanks for coming out to the show,
Right.
I just cleaned it up a little bit, I guess. So
Hey,
y'all don't sound dumb. It was a joke, but I'm just saying.
No, I hear you. As one native New Englander who also went through a long process of cleaning up the accent, I respect it, man. I noticed it. I thought it was cool.
Good, it's good.
So what would be helpful, by way of kind of helping us get to know you a little bit, maybe just take a few seconds and describe to us, like, what is the normal Jonas Woods life pre-COVID? Like, who are you? What do you do?
Wow.
And what was normal for you, and then let's quickly cover, what you're currently doing.
Okay. Normal was, my butler would wake me up early, usually around 9:00, and he would bathe me. It was.
Me too.
Yeah, I know.
It's so hard to find.
New England thing. Yeah, they are hard to find. No, I have 2 boys. My wife homeschools them, and so and when I'm not on the road, if I'm not touring or if I'm not producing or writing a record, I'm usually helping my father on a construction site somewhere and working with my dad and my brother. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my phone's acting up. Okay. And so I love that stuff, man. And then usually it's just, my life is pretty uneventful. I mean, people get to see me on the stage or see me doing interviews, and there's this kind of like glamour to it. It's just not that at all. I do love my life, and I love doing full-time ministry. I love to tour full-time, and I get to see the world. That's a huge blessing. Getting to share God's heart with people is amazing. But for the most part, man, I'm just what I tell people is I'm a professional driver that gets to play music every night.
Yeah.
But I drive a lot.
So does that mean, like, in your normal world, like, do you have a local church? Like, what kind of grounds you other than working with your family in Rhode Island?
Right. Yeah, so I do. I have a church that I grew up in. It's in northwest corner of the state in Chepachet, Rhode Island.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah, there's nothing there.
No, it's the sticks. That's why I like it.
Because I live in Putnam. I'm in Putnam right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I know me some Putnam.
Yeah, when I call Chepachet the sticks, I mean, I consider Putnam the big show.
The big city. So, yeah, we live out here in the sticks, man. And so when I'm off the road, I'm on the worship team here.
Yeah.
And or I'm off traveling. I mean, this has been unique because like leading worship with you guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not there on a Sunday. I mean, it's pre-recorded, so it's pretty interesting to be able to lead worship for churches, but be at my own church on Sunday. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre land, but I like it.
And just for the record, River Church, I do pre-record the sermon, and I could be anywhere on a Sunday morning, but I'm at River Church.
You could be in bed, though. That's all
I
you're
could
saying.
be hanging
Didn't
out at
say that out loud.
Jonas's church on a Sunday
said
morning, but I'm not. I'm with my people.
Oh man.
So now COVID, you're not
Yeah.
traveling around all over the country because we'll arrest you if you do. So now what's happening now?
It was weird because we were gearing up for our summer tour. Our summer tour is usually the biggest part of our music life, right? So we go out for 3, sometimes. I mean, this year it could have been 4 months, really. Just going coast to coast. So that it was pretty clear that had to be shut down. You hang on to it thinking maybe this is going to blow over quickly, and it wasn't going to happen. So we had to shut that down pretty fast. And honestly, I think you and I were just talking beforehand, but I feel in a lot of ways that I'm busier now. Not doing concerts with people in front of me it's very bizarre, honestly, because there's just kind of this, I'm a people person anyway. And I really, really genuinely, I enjoy when I'm looking out and I'm speaking something from my heart. And as a pastor, there's a response. It can be just a smile on somebody's face, and that what you're saying is being driven by the Holy Spirit or whatever, And, but my life now, it's quiet. I feel I'm online more than I am anything else.
Yeah.
But it's because my kids are homeschooled, they don't know. Don't tell them there's a crisis. They have no idea. They're still doing school, like every day.
Yeah.
I feel like really my wife is the one that feels it the most, just because, she's homeschooling. So she's there all day with them. And usually towards the end of the day, she gets out.
Yeah.
But there's none of that right now, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's a little interesting, to say the least, but it's like everybody else, Being a musician is like I said, it holds this kind of, it is interesting and it's bizarre because it's not like everybody else's job, but it's still just it's a job, It's ministry. I mean, but it's still, it's weird, right? Yeah. I made that very weird. I made that very circular. I think you got it.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate the time that you're able to spend serving River Church this weekend. So as a guitar hack who, when push comes to shove, I have to pick up the guitar and handle business, as a pastor, especially during COVID.
Yeah.
Actually, last week, I think it was last week, that it was my wife and my son and myself sitting right behind me at that piano. And, I picked up enough guitar in high school to fake it. So as a professional musician, like for those of us that, are trying to do the best we can, and even if it wasn't COVID, every church could use more, musical talent. So whether it's speaking to someone who, likes to sing as a vocalist or piano guitar, or their chosen instrument, like what is the one thing that would help them advance the fastest in the least amount of time so that they wouldn't embarrass themselves in front of God's people?
Wow. What I used to do is I mean, on any instrument, I guess, I'll talk from a guitar perspective. Now, I grew up playing violin, so I don't get to play it very much, but I'm more comfortable on a violin sometimes than a guitar. But
wow.
I used to lay back in my bed with a guitar, and I would pick a chord, a D chord, and I would play that chord and switch between 2 chords. Maybe it would be D or A, D or G, something like this, right? And as a guitar player, I would legitimately sit there for long periods of time, making that transition between those 2 chords really well. Yeah. So no matter how I strummed, I could switch between those chords comfortably. Mm-hmm. And I knew that no matter what pattern I strummed on my right hand, I knew that I could go back and forth between those. But it's like anything, even worship leading. You find people that you connect with, that you really genuinely trust.
Yeah.
And you learn from them. I mean, I've only learned from people, from people that I see, and I think, man, the guy has the heart of God. Like, what is he doing? What is he studying? What is he listening to? And but as far as playing, there's no easy road. It's always just do it. And I have the benefit of my life is that I literally do it every day.
Yeah.
And so when people are like, wow, you're really good on the guitar, I'm like, I've been doing this only for 17 years.
Right. Yeah.
And so I should be halfway decent at this point, but it's like any other job, if you do it and you just stick to it, you get better. And it's, so I don't know
Well, because at River Church, as a church plant, a part of our core DNA really has been like, for that young person who's learning an instrument, we want River Church to be a place where they feel comfortable knowing that if they put the time in, we're going to put them in front of God's people.
Yeah.
And, you saw that firsthand. And we
I
have
was impressed
very
firsthand.
talented musicians for sure. And very grateful for that. But we want to continue being a church that, so what we've heard River Church from Jonas is that there's no pill.
That's it. There's no pill.
There's no pill. All right. Last thing, I'll let you go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm, obviously optimistic that at some point we'll be able to gather and rejoin society and blah, blah, blah. And I'd love to have, you come by in the future as well. And so what I'm asking for is the next time that someone from River Church bumps into you, that this is going to be the thing that they can say, and you will know they're from River Church. Like, hey, Jonas, blah, 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 blah. And then that will be like our secret little, like, because you deal with dozens, if not hundreds of churches in New England, and we love them all, but I love River Church, and this might be fun for River Church. They see you at Costco or whatever. It's like, hey, and they can say this, and you will know that they are River Church people.
Okay. If they came up to me and said, hey, Rob, it's really good.
What?
Do you? So my real name is not Jonas, and that's the truth.
No way. You're that good of a musician? You have a fake name?
No, that's not how it happened.
Oh.
That was a nickname that somebody gave me in college, but my real name is Rob. My real name is Robert John Woods Jr.
Oh, wow.
So if somebody here walked up to me and they said, hey, Rob, I saw you online. It was awesome. I'd be like, you're from River Church. I would know.
All right, River Church, you heard it here. This is Rob. Like, hey, Rob, how's it going, man? And he will know. So, oh, that's cool. Well, thank you. That was very
You're welcome.
to know that. My real name is Josh, and I would love to change my last name to anything other than the name that I have, but my guitar skills don't merit that yet, so I don't get to. So,
well, let me just remember that Sting, his real name is Gordon, and it just took one day. He just decided, call me Sting. That's it.
I can't. No, I'm gonna
no, maybe not.
I'm gonna stick with
I like Josh.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to leading us this weekend, and I know River Churches as well. And I've been doing this with different folks from River Church and around. The idea being that while we're apart, we actually have an opportunity to make a new friend that we may have never had a chance to sit down with you before. Because in a normal world, we would have said, hey, Jonas is coming this weekend. Great. I'll say hi to him on Sunday. And the reality is they wouldn't have,
Yeah, it's tough,
right? You only talk to so many people. And so we're trying to leverage this opportunity through technology that more people will feel connected to you than maybe if we'd been gathered. So one quick thing before I let you go, how can people hear more of your stuff?
Yeah, so I guess you can always go onto my website, which is JonasWoods.net.
Rob Woods Jr.
Yeah. Rob Woods Jr. I don't know where that'll take you, but if you go to JonasWoods.net, if you go to JonasWoods.com, it's a lovely housing development in Texas. That's fine, but it's not me. So remember, .net And then, all my social things are probably off of that website. I think they are, Facebook and whatnot. You can listen to anything on Spotify or buy things online, I guess. So
Great.
for $1 million, I'll send you all my records.
Okay. Even the ones
Right?
you didn't sing and produce and write yourself?
Right. I'll send you
The
U2
whole.
records. I got all sorts of stuff in my house. No, but you
Hey,
can find it online.
that's a deal. All right, great. Thank you. So, River Church, check out jonaswoods.net. And that would be fun for you guys. So, thanks again for your time. And we'll see you this weekend.
Thanks, Pastor. It was great to see you.